To all my subscribers, I'm asking for your help. My girlfriend and I, who I've been living with for about 4 years now, and who tried to kill herself, or who nearly killed herself when she was in high school, and has been depressed ever since, have both been feeling suicidal lately. It's gotten very serious. She recently found out, it seems she has rheumatoid arthritis in her hands and maybe in her feet. One of her natural talents is being an artist, and she can no longer draw. She can no longer use the computer for any length of time, and by that I mean more than about a few minutes before her hands and arms start to hurt. She's got some problems with her knees and her back. She's having trouble walking for more than about 5 minutes. And it sounds like what's happened is her immune system has somehow turned against her from all the stress in her life and in our life over the past few years since we've been together and been trying to find a place to live. And there's different ways you could help us. I recently found out that I have over 200 subscribers. That was just yesterday I found that out, actually, which really surprised me. And I'm hoping that a few people will help us in one of the following ways. One is that if people would just send a note to my email address, which I check more often than I check this YouTube account. My email address is eqi.org2@gmx.com. I guess I'll try to make a graphic with that on there too. But send some kind of a note of support would help us. We need some encouragement. We've both been feeling very discouraged about a lot of things. Also, she needs in particular someone who can just listen to her. She's never really had that in her life. I try to listen to her, but I can only listen so much each day. I need some time to myself. And we literally don't really, well, it's not that we don't really, but we absolutely do not have friends in Uruguay, where we've been living for about a year. After trying to find a place to live over the past 3 years before that, a place where we can both live and stay without visa problems and things. We stayed in Australia for 6 months. That was as long as we could stay on a tourist visa. We already had gotten the 3-month extension. So then we had to leave. Then we traveled around Asia for a while. We went to Portugal for 3 months, went to Dominican Republic, stayed there for a little while, passed through Costa Rica, and came down to Uruguay, where on the day we got here we had a big conflict, and I pretty much decided to kill myself on that day. I started literally to go through things I had in my backpack, giving away things, leaving things in the hostel, for example, my French-English dictionary, which I kind of miss now, and threw away some things, and things like books, and really had planned to kill myself not that day. I didn't plan to kill myself that day, but that day I planned to kill myself sometime in the near future. Once I figured out a way to do it and made some arrangements for some things, like what am I going to do with the assets that I do have sprinkled here and there around the world in the different countries I've lived in. And that was, I guess, the last straw, sort of, was when Priscilla told me that she wanted to separate for I think she said a significant length of time, and that was just too much for me. It was just too painful. I'm just too terrified by abandonment and the idea of living alone. It's the number of people who have literally abandoned me, or let's say who I felt abandoned by, is just just too much. I spend too much time alone. I'm not a person who can live alone. I need a partner. So anyhow, that's kind of our situation. If you would like to make some kind of a small donation financially through PayPal to Priscilla's PayPal account, I don't really have any need for any more money. More money's not really going to help my situation much. And I've been helping out Priscilla, but Priscilla can't work. There's no way she can really generate any income right now. She's worried every day about the fact that I'm either going to leave her or kill myself or die, because I've had health problems. The other day, some really scary stuff happened. But her email address for her PayPal is whatdepressesme@yahoo.com. I believe that's her PayPal. I'll double check it and put it up on the screen, but it's on her website. Her website is whatdepresses.me, and I'll put that up too. So if anyone who hears this message could help us in one of those ways, either by offering to listen to Priscilla, and I didn't say specifically what I have in mind, but she can use Skype fairly easily. So if anyone could spend some time each day listening to her on Skype, she really literally just needs someone to listen to her. She doesn't need any advice. She doesn't want any advice. Some empathy would be nice, but she doesn't really even need that so much. I feel a need for empathy, but Priscilla, more than anything right now, just needs someone to listen to her. And if you're willing to learn how to listen in the way that she needs, then that would be helpful, because many people over the years have tried to help us, for example, with the suicidal teenagers, and they just haven't been good listeners. It's been pretty much impossible for us to find or even train what we need in terms of a listener. So I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say today. So thank you for listening to this, and thank you in advance for any kind of help you might be able to offer us. As Chandler says, this is Steve signing off.